Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to the Adventure Incorporated podcast. I am your Dungeon Master, Anthony Reed. This is episode 172. And I'm like the third? I think it's the third episode of the Vault of the Kingmaker story arc. It's something like that. We are currently 38, well, okay, let me rephrase that. If you're listening to this today, the day this episode releases, we are currently 38 days away from DragonCon 2019. You've heard me talking about it. You know that this is going to be a big deal for us. We're very excited about it. There's a lot to do before we get to that point. So first off, go ahead and check the show notes here. There's two things you'll see there. Two links I'm going to point your direction to. One, there's a link so that if you hear any fun quotes during the show, you can submit them for the Year 5 intro. That has nothing to do with DragonCon. It's just a fact. Two, you will see a link to a survey. That survey is for our Family Feud style Blood Feud game against Botched Podcast that we are doing live at DragonCon. So go to the link, fill it out as though it is a Family Feud style survey, which is what it is, and help us out. Help us get that number to where it needs to be so that we can have a fun game and crush Botched once and for all, just into the dust. A fine paste, maybe, if we add water. I don't know why. I mean, there's probably enough alcohol in them that it'll just be a paste, regardless. Of course, DragonCon wouldn't be possible without support from our patrons, who are incredible. Patrons like Adam, patrons like Graydon, patrons like Jeff, patrons like Michael, patrons like Sean, who make this show doable. We appreciate all of you all so much. You are amazing. You're just amazing. If you are not a patron, head over to patreon.com/adventureinc. Become a patron. There's cool stuff to see there. Cool short stories, awesome bonus episodes, one of which went up just a couple days ago. Bonus materials. I've been doing these live streams for Dungeons and Dragons game material where we craft it all together and then I write it up into a single document that looks cool so you can use it at your home games. This month we made time clerics and they were real fun. Alright, that's all this week. Let's get started. Nobles and farmers, knights and wenches, gather round to hear a tale of excitement and mystery. Brave adventurers facing grave dangers. Keth, the fighter monk.
Like, usually when you bring people back from the dead in books, it turns out really bad.
That's just to sell more books.
Jebeddo, the rogue.
God, it's so good to see something positive happen. God, I'm so glad to be back home. You know, let's make sure we get Clug fixed up, then we'll have 2 under our belts. This is awesome.
Jennuvera, the sorcerer. Jennuvera, you are a powerful sorcerer capable of very strong magics.
Oh, this is the first time someone acknowledges how good I am at magic and convict me of a fucking crime? What the shit?
Gillik, the paladin warlock.
Can we find you, like, something else to tap into instead?
Yeah.
What, give up 4 levels of warlock? Are you shitting me?
And Asher, the druid barbarian.
Asher, like, puts his hand on Jebeddo's shoulder. This is the most affectionate you've ever seen Asher.
Let us recall what happened before. There was a coup in Verena.
Who is the king now?
Yeah.
That would be Talvis Cardoza. Your ally is with us now. You will leave us alone, or we will kill him. The Cardozas have Keth now. She says, so you have just admitted in front of my court that you intend to manipulate our process of leadership within our kingdom. Once you take out those who have decided to lay false claim to my throne.
Yeah, but it'll be a legitimate claim because the Goblet of Fire told us so.
Prepare yourselves, for this is the tale of Adventure Incorporated.
I'm not gonna be any help, but like I want to help.
Listen, I don't mean to be rude. It's just really, I told you we don't have a lot of time. One of our friends has been kidnapped by the Cardozas. Basically, they've ruined everything, and we just don't want everyone in New Merida to die.
So you came here with the same goal in mind as me, hoping to squeeze me for any value you could before you went and did a thing you were going to do anyway.
The value is value for everyone. I told you we don't want money. We're not trying to squeeze you. We're just asking that you cooperate. We just ask that you're open to a meeting with King. You're already in touch with Clyde, and you already are in touch with Evian, and I'm sure Greywood would love to hear from you. So that's our party so far. It just seems like you'd be a really nice, easy fit. Plus, you have such a pretty dress on that you'd bring a lot of class to the table.
Ooh, that was a wild card. That was a real wild card.
Yeah, that was really out of left field.
That
might actually work.
Yeah, yell compliments. That's a new one.
I'm okay with it.
Gillik, your face looks really great today. Yeah, let me try that out. I'm going to try that out from now on.
Make another persuasion check.
24.
What exactly is your coalition looking for? Because the last time our kingdoms were all joined together, the level of restrictions that were piled upon us seemed to increase significantly.
So, okay. In the immediate future, what we're looking for is all 6 kings of New Merida. 6 is right?
Hold on, let me count.
Yeah, Evian, Clyde, Greywood, Garhand, Callus, and Harriman.
Yep.
Okay. Is that all 6 kings of New Merida decide on one... Okay, so I know, you're gonna... Okay,
Here's
so...
the rub.
So...
I was wondering if you were gonna try to drop that on her or not.
So all 6 things. So this is just this is the first step. Then y'all can work together to build a new Merida, and you can work together. I know Elatrix is right outside, and I know a lot of you have had a lot of problems with the way that he enforced rules and stuff on you and made restrictions.
Elatrix is dead.
Yeah,
No, right outside our spirits, or right outside our minds, right outside our hearts.
His tomb is right outside, in Carapath, right nearby.
Right outside of our minds, because he didn't die that long ago.
He's always in our hearts.
Yeah, but
never forget.
He's the there are the rules and his rules. So I know that's why you and King Garhand kind of decided in the first place that it was more beneficial to you to break out and do your own thing. But as a cohesive council, you can build, like I said, a new Merida. You can build a new council of kings, and you can make sure that you have a voice in that council, and that we can work together.
Y'all, she's saying a lot of stuff right now, but I did feel like I really needed to hop in to help her out with the whole Elatrix thing. She really fucking stepped in.
No, you did it. That was a good call. Good call.
Yeah, that's fine.
That was a good team attack.
That was yikes. Oh.
I was wondering if the hounds of Elatrix would invoke the dead king's name before this was through, and clearly it didn't even take us that long. We have attempted to be a council of kings before. It went poorly.
Why?
Before that council was in place, my kingdom lasted for generations, under their own power, under their own rule, and they did so without needing to bend or bow or scrape to any other monarch in their own kingdom. And now it's very clear, with the kingdoms fallen apart, exactly where that power lied, because already 2 kings have all... She's wrong, that's fine. Already 2 kings have nearly lost their kingdom. One has. So
since
rather
you
than
broke
propping up, rather than using our resources to prop up Paraneth and Bradmont, allow them to crumble under their own weight and allow our kingdoms to support themselves the way that they should.
Where do you think the lizard folk and Knoll are going to go after they've, exhausted all of the resources in Paraneth? Because it's going to be here. It's going to be Verena because you're the closest ones. So the fact that other countries have fallen due to these, horrors, it doesn't say anything about the fact that you're just letting them do it on your own. It says something about the fact that Numerita is going to heck because you're not going to do anything to step in and step up and help.
My reports say that the lizard folk and gnolls have been quite happy to hold their position up north.
Yeah, how long is that going to last? It's been 6 months. They get bored fast.
That is something that we are prepared to deal with because we don't have to support everyone else in their problems.
Jennuvera looks behind her and says, "Guys, can you help me out, please? I feel like it was a long time before this moment that you probably should have stepped in."
You were doing such a good job. You were doing a great job.
Hey, Jebeddo Funkin wants you Stumble Knuckle Timber Shivers here at your service. And he takes off his tricorn hat and he flourishes it out and he does this huge, massive bow of respect and then puts it back on.
She turns to one of her servants and whispered to one of the servants next to her. They have a short conversation, and she turns back and she says, "You may continue. If you are new to the group, I understand."
Thank you for allowing me to continue, Your Highness. And I suppose... relatively, I am new to the group because for 30 years, I called Verena my home. The problem in Verena, as it currently stands, is a problem of corruption. The problem in the north, in Emberfall, is a problem of corruption. And the problems in the deserts of Ishtara are a problem of corruption. No kingdom is immune to this. And by coming together is the only way that we're going to stop it. The issues in Verena have been brewing for a long time, as I'm sure you're aware, being the ruler that you always have been. As long as I've been in town, your rule has been respected by the majority and abused by the usurpers. What is your plan now to take that back and to stop the spread of corruption from within your own walls?
They have no legitimate claim on the throne. What they have done is treason, for one,
yes,
but flimsy, tenuous. Our plan is to regroup our military efforts, to rebuild our strength, and to rout them from the city, like the rats that they are. And maybe that will mean hiring crews like yours. Maybe that will mean bringing in support from overseas that we have garnered. But we will bring to bear whatever strength that we can bring to clear them away from my palace and from my city.
Do you remember when the Cardozas started taking power?
Roughly.
Do you remember how they took power?
Piece by piece, by spreading wide and by pushing out those who would oppose them.
And with the might of finance?
Yes.
What is that going to... How how are you going to stop that? What is the currency that you will use to regroup your military? If not inspiration, and if not stories of heroes willing to step up and do the right thing for the greater good. And wouldn't it be better to be a part of that story at the forefront of it than have hired the people who they will tell the stories about using coin? Your Highness, as much as it kills me to say this, we won't take your coin if you'll take our deal.
Jennuvera looks at Gillik and Asher and says,
You did so good. You did so good.
Didn't I literally say just that?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah,
The Cardoza problem only exists because of the Council of Kings. The way my kingdom ran its leadership before it would never have allowed the Cardozas to take the power that they took. But instead we had a single ruler. The way that Elatrix felt all should lead in his view of power and absolute monarchy. And so now that is what we have. And now they have found a way to at least temporarily pretend that they have taken that spot.
I'm sorry, how long have you been King of Verena?
I have been King of Verena for about 20 years.
Right. And what did you do to stop Cardozan growth in 20 years?
Make a persuasion check.
Asher leans over to Gillik and is just like, Jebeddo did really, really good, but I don't want Jennuvera to feel bad because, she also did good, but,
she did a great job.
She did
23.
Nice.
Oof. Spicy.
I rolled a fucking 19. That felt good. Fucking 0 charisma, you son of a bitch.
We have fought tooth and nail to clear their people off of the streets. We have arrested them. We have put many to the sword, but they are like a virus. They are dangerous and they are pervasive, but we will clear them out. They have taken too much now. They have overstepped their bounds, and they are in a position now where they are weakest despite their strength.
So when you say they grew beyond their bounds, you knew what they were doing and you allowed some of it?
Some of it was done legally. It was impossible to stop them. Using the law.
You're the king. You just
yes, but I am not a tyrant. People are allowed to do things within the city, and if I simply killed them because I feared what threat they could be in the future, that would make me a monster.
Well, sure, but imagine if you prosecuted them for things like burning down guild halls and killing innocent families and taking away.
We prosecuted the burning of the guild hall.
Did you?
Yes. 3 men were executed for the burning of the guild hall.
Were they the culprits?
Yes, they were all Cardozan.
That's not what I asked.
They are, to what our investigators were able to determine, any culpability, they were the culprits.
Okay.
I have a question. Going back 20 years, what does the ideal Verena government look like to you?
The ideal Verena government goes back much further than that, but in the stories that we have had from the olden days, the way our kingdom used to be structured, it was a council that led the kingdom, a council that was funded, and the spots were appropriated by the most philanthropic of the populace. Those who donated the most to the city to allow it to prosper, to help the needy, to help those who were weak and those who were hurt, would gain seats on the council.
Okay. So
Doesn't that... I'm sorry. I'm probably the worst at talking here, but that seems inherently corrupt in its own right, because it's just saying the person with the most money has the most power, and isn't that basically what the Cardozas did themselves? They just gamed a system that was inherently not working.
The positions are the
Yeah,
role
but
of
this
the
time
council.
now it's against her, and that's the problem.
yeah, I guess I have a problem with the fact that you said the council thing went away a long, long time ago, and
About
the
90 years
Cardozas.
ago.
Yeah, so there were about 70 years in there that it was a monarchy, that the Cardozas weren't a problem, and that Verena ran fine.
Well,
It's
yeah,
just
because
in the past 20 years or so.
I would argue the past couple of weeks.
Well,
You know, ever since she's been here in Carapath without her throne. That's when it's become a problem for her.
no. I'm saying that, like, in general, she couldn't stop the Cardozas.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Highness. I didn't
Make a
realize you were
persuasion
still
check.
here.
Yeah, make a persuasion check, Mike.
Oh,
guess
shit,
the
that's a natural 20. 24, baby.
Nice.
Woo!
I'm trying to decide what a 20 means in this context, since you were
Right.
just, like, being a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just like, you can tell she is fuming at you, but she doesn't say anything. She
Yeah.
doesn't respond, but she is fuming.
To me, it just seems like the system was broken, and then they put in a new system, and that system broke, and they put in another system.
No, they
This
put in a
system
new
has
system, and it
more-
was fine until she took the throne. Then it stopped working.
Was
This
it?
system
That's
has
what I'm
never
getting
been
from
fine. This system is inherently flawed, as it puts too much power in a single throne, a single title.
Okay, so you
role.
wouldn't mind if, let's say, a council.
Of kings, perhaps?
Oh, Asher,
council
what a
of-
crazy name for it.
A council of our people. If you want to put a bunch of
You can
Verenans-
put a
Verenans
council
on
of your
council,
people in charge of Verena, and then you or anyone else that you want or that wants to do it. If you don't want to be the monarch, you don't have to be. Nobody is making you be the king.
This
If
is the
you
problem.
want a
That's
council
what-
in Verena, that's fine. Send a representative to the Council of Kings. They can sit on the seat as a voice for the council, and we can deal with our new Merida problems in that council. You love councils. Why don't you love this council?
You should learn some history, because that's exactly what we did, and everything fell apart.
Well, clear.
Well, didn't everything... It seems like the council was dissolved as things were falling apart, so I don't know if it's the council's fault. It's because it seemed like when the council was disbanded, everything got even worse. It seemed like they were like, oh, everything's bad, let's rip off this Band-Aid, and then all the blood started to pour out.
I don't know what you're referring to.
The bandage, not Band-Aid. But
I'm-
like, it
No,
just...
I mean, in
lost.
general, I don't know what your metaphor is referring to.
Basically,
if I was
like-
upset about
It's like, sorry, I didn't mean to be anachronistic. No,
No,
basically...
if I was upset about anachronisms, there'd be a lot of shit I'd be upset about this episode.
things were bad, and people were upset, and the people who are upset said the solution is dissolve the council, and that it didn't fix the problems. It made them inherently worse. It seems like now that the council's gone, a lot of people lost their throne. It's not the council was dissolved and then people lost their throne, right? It wasn't that like people lost
Are
their
you
throne
talking
then
about
the
the Council of Kings or the Verena
Council of Kings in general.
Make a persuasion check, Asher.
Come on, baby. Use that charisma.
Ooh, give me that. Ooh, baby. Ooh, what's a 6? Is that a good?
You're
is
right.
it-
You're not good at this, and maybe you should stop.
But tell me
I
if.
think you're doing good.
Thank you. Tell me
Yeah,
if
no,
I'm
dude.
wrong.
You are wrong.
People lost their thrones when the council was dissolved.
Yes, and the others who lost their thrones were being
Deserved
propped
it?
up by the council.
That's not
That
true.
seems
This would have happened under Elatrix's rules regardless.
That doesn't seem like that is provable.
Wait.
What happened here followed Elatrix's little rules he put into place for Verena.
All I'm saying is that clearly you don't believe in a monarchy in Verena, so you don't have to be the king. We're going to go save our friend, and then we'll just fix it ourselves.
I don't believe in him. I believe that Verena should have autonomy over Verena. What I don't believe in is having to support other people and having to follow their rules when it hurts my people.
What about them having to follow your rules?
I don't care if they
never
follow
mind.
my rules.
Yeah, but what about...
Wait, what? You don't care if people follow your rules?
I don't
No,
care if other
she
kingdoms
means-
follow our
Yeah,
rules.
she means people outside of Verena. But what about when the
Okay.
people inside of Verena are hurt by your rules?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
I got you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm flustered.
Like, I just love that. Yeah. That was my
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Tight,
what
tight,
I
tight,
was
tight.
saying all along.
That is a separate problem of philosophy. There are always going to be some people who are hurt by some things that you do. And as a king, you
Right.
must try to minimize that. I
Yeah.
understand that. But I can't minimize that if I am being dictated rules we must follow as part of a council.
You can't minimize that because you don't have a throne anymore. You
That
can't
is
do
still
anything.
my throne. It is still my
it's
throne,
not.
and I will take it back.
It's not. Though it's not. You're not the king of Verena right now.
Yeah, your gold-painted chair in Carapath doesn't make you the king of Verena.
Right. Just because you want it doesn't mean it's yours.
And
They
also,
have no claim.
well, what
you
does that
have
mean?
no claim either.
Yeah, like who
Well-
has any claim? Who deserves anything?
I mean, the Crucible did name her.
Well, maybe the Crucible named them, and you just didn't want to listen to it.
And also, there was rules that were set by a council, and then they dissolved them, so they could just dissolve the Crucible. Rules are made by us. We could make better
Jebeddo.
rules then.
Jebeddo.
Yeah, how did they fake the Crucible announcement?
Good question.
A pin drops. Ding.
No. This is not. This is me deciding what's going to happen in this moment, not an actual pause on her part.
Well,
so,
I read it as one.
I understand that. Stand by while I.
Standing by.
That was a good zinger, though. Otherwise, even if that doesn't work, it was a good zinger.
Thanks.
Stand
Good
by
one.
while I try to figure out, with the way this conversation has gone, what she would divulge here.
Yeah.
The steward turns to the king and says, "Your Majesty, you don't have to answer that question." She says, "No. It is going to be important for me to reveal this to be part of my claim to the succession as it is. The vault of the Kingmaker is a fabrication.
What?
The place exists. It is a physical place, but what it displays in the ceremony of choosing of a king is what we have told it to display.
What?
It is more or less a fancier version of the list that other kingdoms maintain, but by a more dramatic.
Interesting.
So
So when we reclaim the Verena throne for the rightful heir, according to the Crucible, it could be anyone.
Why did you... It's a weird choice, but okay.
It's the Crucible, Anthony.
Because honestly, the reason why is I just have never pictured the people of Verena talking about the Vault of the Kingmaker. I have pictured the nobles of Verena talking about the Vault of the Kingmaker.
That's valid. But so still why she's confused is great. Because,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. It's canon.
Right.
I'm fine with it.
I just don't think the common folk are going to refer to it as unless
I
they're
suspect
like...
the common folk ain't got no reason to even think about it.
Sure. But, like, if they're going to talk about it as anything, they're going to talk about it as this thing that sounds vaguely like a fight.
I wish I had known a long time ago when we referenced it before. That's fine.
It was just in a story.
No, it was in your abjuration episode.
Oh. That's
You might
fine.
wanna
I don't have to listen to shit.
okay.
The bolt and the Kingmaker.
She says,
Shut up.
if you know the way to interact with it to get it to show what you want it to show, then yes, you will be able to allow it to show whatever you wish it to show.
Oh, you guys. And Jebeddo puts one hand up to his forehead in this really big, dramatic move.
Jebeddo, are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. It just... The weight of this pendant has been so much on me. The weight of this pure conjuration magic from the ley line of conjuration is just... Gillik, how do you carry that shield of pure abjuration magic everywhere we go? That seems so... Gosh, it's just so hard. Asher, does your neck hurt?
No, I'm fine.
Oh, because I just figured that, that pure necromancy magic that you have
It's on
around
my
you
hip.
at all
That's
times.
why. It's on my
Oh.
hip. That's why. My hips are awful.
Yeah, gosh.
I thought you were making a neck romance each.
Hell yeah. R.I.P.
The shields, I mean, I keep it on my back most of the time, but I mean, I guess
Jeez.
I protect you guys with my back, and my lower back's starting to,
Yeah.
Basically, he's sick of carrying your
I
ass.
have one too. Are you gonna ask me how my neck hurts from divination?
I figured you could divine an answer somehow.
Yeah.
Plus, you're like the most powerful one of us all, so I feel like you'd totally be able to handle it.
I just wanted to be included.
I'm sorry, have we reached the point of this conversation where we're just speaking gibberish?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was just bragging about how we are complete masters of control of magic, and we will have no problem figuring out how illusion works.
If
Asher casts Druidcraft, and there's like a little flowing leaf. He's like, ooh.
what is it explicitly that you want from us?
We want you to join a new Council of Kings to stop the end of the fucking world.
Yeah.
That does not tell me what your council wants. What does it need from that it can't get by simply making deals with me?
Jebeddo looks at Jennuvera.
Jennuvera looks at Jebeddo.
Jebeddo looks at Asher.
Asher looks off into the distance.
Gillik takes a sip from his flask.
You got this. This is you, Jennuvera.
Jebeddo steps back.
Yep.
Okay, what is that? Okay, so what does that get you without that? Okay, that we can't get with. That we can't get without. Your name will be on a big gold plaque
Got it.
in every country, not in Verena, but also in Paradith and Bradmont and definitely Carapath. And we'll get back to you on Ishtara and Emberfall.
So you have no authority to make me any sort of guarantees, is what I'm hearing.
What? No, I just told you. We can get you a plaque.
A plaque does not matter to me, child.
Jennuvera looks around and says, "Oh yeah?"
I can afford a plaque with my name on it. I don't need you to give me one. What I need are assertions and guarantees for the power I will be giving to this council and what I will be getting back from it, because I do not want to carry the rest of the kingdoms for the end of time into the end of the world, as you say.
The big thing, honestly...
Yeah, just tell her in front of everyone.
If we don't have a full council of kings with an elected high king, we will not be able to stop Gorm
I'm sorry,
Tintreach.
what?
You're listening to me when I'm speaking.
She said we won't be able to stop Gorm Tintreach.
Yeah.
No, just before that.
Let me finish so
if
everyone
we don't have
in
an elected
this
council
room,
of kings.
So everyone in this room can hear the stakes. If this doesn't happen, Gorm Tintreach will
Awaken
destroy...
Herrick. Right.
Yeah. He will destroy not just New Merida, but Unmaneth. He is going to wake up Herrix, and Herrix is going to burn that candle to the ground. Like, because his candle, the candle is his thing. And
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
but burning the world to the ground. So he's basically going to explode it so he can start a new world. This is the end
I don't understand how giving up my authority over my kingdom grants you the ability to magically defeat this being.
Okay, because this is the part you're going to hate. Part of our plan involves a really cool weapon that is forged from lots of other old weapons, and it's going to be wielded by a High King of New Merida that all of the kings of New Merida on the council have agreed upon. And I'm not saying that it's not one of the kings. It could be one of the 6 kings, or it could be someone new and different. But that weapon wielded by, we've gone into divination, and we have seen Gorm's past. We have seen him try to take over Unmaneth in world after world after world after world. And all of these different realities are toast because nobody could work together long enough to stop him.
Well, in all the other realities, they did work together to stop him, and that's how he ended up here. No, but this is really important, and that's why he ended up here, is because in every other reality, eventually we did this, and we're able to stop him. And if we don't...
Sometimes they did worse things, and the world wasn't destroyed. It was just crappy in a different way. It was ruled by dragons at one point.
Yeah, and then we didn't have any autonomy. We as, greater races.
Yeah, we were slaves to them. There was no kings anyways.
Good point, Jebeddo.
I'm not listening to you anymore. Here is what I will offer. I will join your council. I will bring Verena to the table in exchange for...
Jennuvera takes out her notebook.
A guarantee that I will be the first High King of New Merida.
Nope.
Well, we can't say no yet.
No, we can't guarantee that.
It has to be elected.
So you don't have the authority, then, that you claim to have?
I have the authority for plaques, lady. I don't have the authority for making the High King.
Yeah, I mean, it would be real shit if we took the decision from the kings on who could be the High King.
The point of it.
Yeah.
You make the rules in this, apparently. It's your council you are reforming. You get to decide how this is... your magical sword is bandied about.
I really don't like your attitude.
Wouldn't it be fucked up if we didn't let the kings themselves decide when that came time?
We're taking away their autonomy.
I am telling you that is the only way I am comfortable in rejoining this this council. If you can...
Gosh, it's going to be real weird when a gnome from Sale is elected king of Verena and Jebeddo leaves.
Yeah. Jennuvera is going to look at everyone else in the room and say, y'all could have stopped the end of the world.
Asher looks her in the face.
And then she's going to follow Jebeddo out.
Asher looks her in the face and says, "This is pretty much your fault," and leaves.
Gillik looks at her and just goes, "Goodbye."
Guys, you were so good in there. You were so good.
Stop it, Asher. It was terrible.
I tried to help, and I feel like I just got confused about how kings work. But
honestly, dude,
was trying my
I thought
hardest.
you nailed it. Yeah, I thought you nailed it, and I thought she was really.
She sucks, and I hate her.
She wasn't polite to you,
Yeah.
dude.
No.
I think it would have helped if you wore a shirt. Like if
So
we're gonna be
stifled. So
I
stifled.
know, but like if we're gonna be honest, that probably was a thing, you know.
I mean,
Look around, dude. This place is ridiculous. She was ridiculous.
She is terrible.
shirts are ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I
kinda
like
hard to
them,
work
but
with.
yeah,
They're always so itchy.
I mean,
Maybe I need
she
better
painted
shirts.
a gigantic wooden chair gold.
Yeah, she was full of-
Overcompensating much?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Jennuvera is super fucking depressed now. She was so confident and so
hey.
sure that everything was gonna just go her way.
Hey,
And
Jennuvera, Jen, we didn't.
I don't want to talk about it. Let's just go save Kev.
Hey, I want to say things didn't go great, but we learned an important lesson that's a person we can't trust. We learned it through and through. That's a person that if we want to trust them, we cannot.
Yeah, and we should probably
Not.
go get Keth now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was still a valuable thing that we all did in there.
Guys, I mean, obviously, I think she sucks, but she was kind of after her people, even though she's wrong about how to do it. That's noble.
But she wasn't about her people. She was about her rich people.
Yeah.
All she cared
that's-
about was the fact that her richies got to be on a council. And if they weren't going to be, then she was going to be in charge. And
And it
she
seems
wanted
like
to do. She didn't want to do what anyone else told her to do.
She was more excited
Well, yeah,
to
I
play
mean-
politics than actually handle the problems, which she says started 20 years ago when she came in, but I have a feeling that's not true. I feel like that's been in there longer than that.
Yeah,
Like, crime isn't just a thing that just suddenly exists. There were probably other things like them that she didn't have to do anything about.
I will
They're
say
all-
they got way worse.
Yeah.
Like 10 years into my time there, so I mean,
Oh, really?
yeah, time wise,
During her-
like I don't
reign?
want to draw lines or anything, you know,
I
like
do.
blame people, but
I do.
Let's draw some lines.
I mean,
She
my
wants to say that
experience with the Cardozas definitely didn't start right away when I got there. You know, that was kind of a slow burn.
yeah, and she
Yeah,
didn't do
it's
anything.
definitely her fault.
Yeah, she's probably in the Cardozo's pockets.
Being inactive doesn't make you not at fault. Guys, I just used a ton of good words, and I've been trying.
Did a really good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been having people read the dictionary to me.
If your nipples were covered,
What's
good.
wrong with them?
No, I'm just saying it would have been a pretty compelling argument.
With my nipples? Why are my nipples not convincing?
No, they're very convincing.
Thank you.
Yeah, just a different kind, different kind of argument.
Well, I don't think they're an argument. They're more of like a.
No, they're an argument.
Oh, really?
Pretty aggressive, dude.
Well, I got long nips. Okay,
No,
listen.
I get it. It's cold
got
in
lo-
there. I feel you, but like Jesus. That's why I'm saying the shirt.
Fine,
thing.
fine. Get me a shirt.
That doesn't chafe. Good luck.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Thank you.
Those puppies. Good luck.
I got long nips. It's.
Okay, let's just find Evan.
I've talked to other half elves. It's also a problem they have, which is now canon.
Evan!
You guys.
Elves, normal. Humans, normal. Half elves.
It's just something about them.
Hang a raincoat off them.
Ding. Turkey's done.
Oh my God, Evan!
Evan pulls up with the horses. Did you have a successful venture into the lion's den?
No.
No, let's go.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It was awful. But we did our best, and we learned some valuable lessons.
Yes, King Callus can be a difficult one to work with.
Yeah.
He brings the horses around. He's like, where are we headed to now?
King Callus is calloused.
Well, should we take Elatrix's advice and go to the edge of the forest?
Yeah.
Should we go through the forest? Should we go through the sewers?
Go forest to the sewers?
From the windows to the walls?
Yeah, I mean, either way, I can go invisible, or I can make one of you invisible. So we've got that going for us.
I have a scroll of polymorph. Another thing that we can have sneaky people in.
Okay.
Let's do...
I can do disguise self at will.
Who's Will? I can cast a spell specifically on this one guy. His name is Will.
So,
Sucker.
how recognizable do you think? So, like, my instinct is, like, if I've got invisibility, I want to give it to Jebeddo out of anyone.
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
I've got a
Jebeddo
thing
can
for
hide.
this.
You,
I knew we were going here. I packed accordingly.
oh, like, do you have, like, a costume?
No, I got this. And he holds up the Chimera pendant.
What is that?
What's that?
Once per day, I can use the pendant to change your appearance as if using an alter self spell.
Damn.
The effect lasts 3 hours, and if the pendant is removed, the effect fades. So basically, my idea is whether we use the forest or the sewers, like however we navigate through the city, we get to a point where, oh, okay, now it's time to go out in public, and I just look like anybody.
Neat.
Yes, same.
I mean, I can be a spider.
Yeah, so my only question with the sewers, here's the pro that I'm thinking with the sewers. We're going to be able to get right under our destination a little bit easier, or a little bit closer, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Con is, wouldn't it be weird for 4 strangers to pop up out of a sewer grate?
I mean, I think it's going to be odd, no matter what, once we get to the Crucible, because we don't belong there.
Also, I don't know, like...
Also, the poops and the
Yeah.
alligators.
Yeah.
Oh, there are alligators?
But
Well,
also,
yeah.
Oh.
There's
You don't think that
alligators
there's
all
gonna
over
be-
Verena.
you don't think there's going to be Cardozas in the sewer themselves?
I mean, they're
Not
scum,
if there are
but, like,
alligators.
They're scum.
No, but I mean, isn't that a perfect way to, like... They probably have some sort of network in there, right? Of sneaking stuff around.
I think once you're the king,
They're
you don't
on the-
need to sneak anything anymore.
Right.
I don't know. I mean,
That's fair.
and they weren't really sneaky before. You remember, they were just out. They owned that whole opera house.
Yeah, yep.
They were barely hiding it in the basement.
Yeah.
Evil
That
as
was a
fuck.
fun day. That was a fun day.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
I hope this time is as fun. Let's get Keth first.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Which
then,
also, where...
because I think Keth would like the, continuity of it all,
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Keth would appreciate, do you think that they have him at the same prison as Farah, the really bad business prison?
Oh my god, maybe they have them in cells next to each other and they can finally fall in love. What if Keth's mad at us for rescuing him?
We can...
That's a possibility.
Wait. I feel like we saw Farah since then.
I don't
You
remember.
Or was
saw
that-
Farah in the Conjuration ley line since then.
Right.
So who knows
And
where
she
she
had-
was in physical space.
And she had told Keth that she escaped
Oh.
somehow.
I'd have to double check that. I can't remember.
I don't think she told us how, but I think she mentioned that she had escaped. Or she was somewhere.
Yeah, I don't remember.
She was
either.
somewhere other than bad business prison. Serious business prison.
Serious
prison.
That's what it was. That's the joke I was trying to remember. Stupid jokes.
Be more funny.
That's right. But yeah, I think Kath would really appreciate if we found him before going into the ley line.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, also we couldn't get out without him. So without the full,
Right.
the full piece, we
Yeah.
would need that whole piece. So, all right. So it's on to jail.
Yay.
Hooray.
So
Hooray.
woods?
And then sewer? Or just woods and then streets to jail?
I think woods, then streets to jail.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Fewer gators.
So even from the wood line, it's going to take, Verena, the entire kingdom of Verena is the city. So even from the wood line, you're still talking like 5 or 6 days of travel to the heart of Verena.
Jesus. How long in the sewers?
The same.
5 or 6
Maybe a little
days,
more because
but-
you're going to be... You have to go where the sewers are. You don't have a clear picture of where that is, but you're trying to...
I want to go where the sewers are.
Yeah, exactly.
With these things, what are they called? Poop.
So we'll say maybe 8 to 10 days in the sewer.
Ugh.
Gross.
So more time in the dank, smelly place, or less time in the open air?
But more
Yes.
danger in the open air.
I don't know. Yeah, yes. I felt like you were like, hey, no brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, dank, smelly place, right?
Well, I'm just saying
Yeah,
some of
perfect.
your hiding methods have time limitations that you may want to consider.
Right.
Yes.
I think only Gillik's doesn't.
I have to keep recasting it, but yes, it's at will.
Can you cast it on multiple people?
I don't believe so.
Alter
let me
self.
check.
So no.
It's oh yeah. I wish it was alter self. It's only disguise self, so I only look
disguise self,
different. I can't. And so if someone touches me, they will recognize.
Your feel?
Like if I'm thinner, they would recognize that I'm a fat dwarf.
If someone touches me, they
I
will
like-
recognize
Yes.
me by feel.
I like that all of Gillik's disguise is he's thinner.
Yeah. Yep. Only a little bit.
All right.
Actually, I was just gonna go as like a modified dwarf. I wasn't gonna change too much. Just like I don't know, like hair.
Tutu dwarf.
Tutu dwarf. Yeah, I've been wearing a tutu.
Gonna just
I'm a performer
he
now.
cast this guy's self on himself, and he just looks the same, but has a tutu.
This guy's self.
This guy's.
This guy's self.
All right. Well,
I don't know if
looks like
that
we're
alters your
doing it.
plan. I was just throwing it out there.
Well, alters our plan.
Or it alters yourself.
I think we need to do the sewers
Yeah.
because
You guys will smell
We
like me, though.
can't-
That's nice.
we can't afford to be seen, and our spells don't have the bandwidth. When we get to a point where we're in the middle of the city, though, to like maybe to tighten up time or whatever, one of us can go above ground and like tap on the sewer grates as like a map.
What?
Like, so let's say, Gillik goes up and he's disguised and he walks down the street and he sees the prison. He taps on the sewer grate that we should get to. So we kind of like echolocation, like we know where we're like, no? Does that not make sense?
It just
Makes-
sounds like a real crapshoot.
Well, but someone would be our eyes above ground.
That was a shitty joke.
Someone would
Oh
be
god,
our
I'm
eyes
pissed.
Someone would be our eyes above ground.
This really stinks.
Someone would be our eyes above ground.
No. We heard what you said.
Oh god.
Pooh, that was terrible.
Quit.
If she gets any more mad, she's gonna get all flushed.
That's right. Yeah, Jennuvera, we get it. Thanks for the info dump.
You're in luck. I think it's going to stop soon.
Although, like, when it stops, I'll be like, ugh, plumber.
What?
Because instead of bummer.
Oh, got it. Yep.
That one kind of plunged.
Yeah, it didn't.
All right.
Really.
You guys.
It was really stuck up in there. It was really clogged the momentum.
Yeah, we gotta run, guys. Come on.
I think this is Steph and Mike's last time together as a relationship.
Evan,
it really went to shit suddenly. I don't know.
Did you say so worth it?
Yeah.
You guys lead Evan off through the woods. As you do, you notice that there is a distinct change to the woods from the last time that you were here. Whatever Lanier has done, he has, in fact, begun to push back the darkness in this place pretty significantly. You see a twinkle of golden light through the forest as you travel down the path, where it appears they have begun to construct a city or a village of the Feylords. They are building this place into a home for themselves, and have driven back a lot of the shadow and corruption that was in the forest to do so. You continue on to the edge of the forest on the other side. The outskirts of Verena, the far reaches of the kingdom, are not necessarily part of the city. They're more or less small suburbs of Verena. But so you'll have to travel through those before you get to a point where there's access to the sewers. But from the tree line, you can see that this is they're similar to areas of Verena you've been before, similar to the area where Elatrix and Viltroth were living, and similar to the place where Ironshaper is from, but it's a small village on the outskirts of the city proper.
Well, I don't know how to navigate a city, so
Yeah, I don't think it's the best idea that we do. I think it's time to hop on in the hole.
Yeah, no, I think we have to. Gators be damned. We can do this.
I could turn into a gator, but then I'd have to swim in the poo, and that's just...
I mean, you'd be a gator.
Yeah, but...
Jennuvera jumps in.
So you guys are still pretty far from the sewer. Are you planning to enact the things you have? Chimera pendant, disguise self, invisibility.
Wild
and
shape.
Wild
get
shape?
to...
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. It's within 3 hours, so I think invisibility only lasts an hour, right?
Yeah.
But it's within an hour. We'll say that you can get from the edge of the woods to the first part of the sewer within an hour. Travel through the village itself is pretty fine. Once you reach the edge of the city, though, you do, Jebeddo, you notice that what have you altered yourself to look like?
Jebeddo has cast Alter Self on himself, and he has picked a human who's 6'6", 260, big dark brown beard, short brown hair, kind of a goony face, really.
Jesus, he's 2 inches taller than me? That's wild.
Shit. When Jebeddo has a neutral face on in this, he looks like he's about to murder someone.
It's a
it
deep
looks
cut.
like he looks like he's really plotting to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Whenever he's thinking, you can see it happening in Jebeddo's face.
I suspect that Jebeddo would be really good at taking a public carriage and having no one sit next to him because he looks mean.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Jebeddo
but also, he has probably smashed his head on a few light bulbs in this form.
Yeah. The first few times he walks around a room, if he's not careful, he really walks into
right on the candelabra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right into the ceiling fan. I don't know if they have ceiling fans. They definitely don't.
No.
He does anyway. He finds them.
Yeah. Some artificer has a ceiling fan he smacks his head into.
Right.
So, yeah, that's fine. So you guys travel into the city. Jebeddo, one thing that you do notice, the first time you see a group of guards for Verena, like sort of part of the Verena guard, they are people you recognize from the underground.
Cool.
They are not Cardozas,
right?
But they are people from the underground of Verena. It has definitely come out public.
Right. Jebeddo will point the first one out and be like, "Yeah, that's Mickey. Mickey used to run numbers, and now it seems like he's got a place on the guard. That's his voice in this altered self character. You know.
Yeah.
Sounds so familiar.
God?
No, it's just me, Jebeddo.
Voice of God.
You guys continue on. You do find the first access to the sewer that you come across.
Is Jebeddo able to fit in to the sewer?
It's a tight squeeze. You feel like you would have had a harder time a year ago.
Sure, but this year
you're in good shape.
Able to make it. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Does Gillik fit?
Yeah, I think Gillik fits. He's fine.
Okay, good.
It's a tight squeeze, but you fit.
All right, excellent.
So, are you guys just gonna like broad daylight pull this up? You gonna try to do something else wacky? Like, what's your plan?
We should probably find where Keth is held, but I don't know how to do that.
Jebeddo, you probably know, right? Didn't...
Oh, yeah, I just assumed he was going to be at the palace.
Like in a dungeon?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because now they can use, state-run prisons to hold their...
Not the for-profit ones?
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay,
so,
well...
The serious business prison is not in the palace. It is...
No, of course not. But I don't imagine that they'll keep him that far from... that was just a little funny haha.
That was just a callback. That's
right.
It's what we in the biz call a callback.
Right.
All right.
I guess we're going to the palace from the sewers. When the poop starts to look like gold, we'll know we're going the right direction.
So you guys climb down into the sewer and start to head toward the heart of the city this way. The path is winding and a little confusing. It doesn't move the same way necessarily that the roads do, although many of the major pathways do. But especially in the older parts of the city, you start to lose some of that continuity between the roadways and the sewer system. But you do recognize that as you get into the older parts of the city, the architecture and the age of these sewer systems gets older as well. So they weren't all put in at the same time, and so you're able to more or less guide yourself based off the age of the space around you as you move forward.
It's like Somerville. Boston. All of Boston.
Right.
That's a...
it's like in concentric rings.
Which makes no sense. But makes sense because of cow paths, ? Anyways.
Everyone give me your passive perception.
Bad.
18.
Great.
10.
Hut.
19 is mine.
11.
I feel mad that yours is one higher than mine.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't bother me, it turns out.
Right. That's what that double proficiency gets you.
Yeah, right? I have single proficiency. So
Gotta get that double proficiency.
I only have one eye.
I know it's in here somewhere. Stand by.
No.
No,
Standing
don't
by.
do that. We're not gonna take it.
No.
No.
We ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it.
Anthony.
I found them.
We're not gonna take it.
What did you find?
No, we're
No.
not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it.
Anthony.
Okay.
I think
You
you
guys
loved
reach
that
a-
bit.
Yeah, I loved it. You guys reach a crossroads underneath in the sewers, and you start to hear, Jebeddo and Asher, start to hear some scuttling in the sewer behind you.
What's the scuttlebutt?
You don't hear it, Gillik. You have no idea what's happening.
Oh.
Good bit.
You're
Weird
probably
that you
just
said
drinking.
that, Gillik, because I hear scuttling.
Yeah, what an interesting word choice, Gillik.
Yeah.
I also hear
Thanks.
some scuttling behind us.
As you turn to look, you notice that there is something moving through. So the way that they're set up, there are side paths that run alongside either side of the center trough. The center trough is filled with refuse. You guys have been moving along the side path. At this crossroads, you're now basically, you have these corners, and then you have the center trough that crosses in the center. As at one of these corners, you guys hear the things coming down the center trough behind you.
I draw my weapon.
Okay. Anyone want to do anything as some sort of surprise?
I'll summon the hammer.
Summon the hammer.
That's right.
It's a spookier Thor's hammer.
It's a spooky hammer. It's got skulls on it and shit.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, I don't need to cast light because I have dark vision. I was gonna say I would cast light so that everybody could see, but I never took light because I have dark vision.
So, Jennuvera and Asher, how have you been lighting your path along this way?
I have dark vision.
Okay. Jennuvera, how have you been lighting your way?
I've been holding on to Gillik's shirt.
Okay, so it's still dark for you then.
I can't cast a spell. Oh, I could no, because light isn't or
Light's a cantrip.
yeah.
Plus, now that you're down in the sewers, you're probably not invisible anymore. It's been over an hour anyway.
That's fair. Yeah. So I will have cast light on Ataha and just use that as like a torch.
Okay. So, as these come, you can also see in the shadows that there is movement in the trough headed towards you guys. You prepare yourselves, and you see as these hulking creatures start to pull themselves up out of the muck. Two of them come out of the stuff in the center. They are large blue creatures with frog-like faces, but they are huge, like 15 feet tall.
Oh no, alligators!
Oh no! Jennuvera has never seen a real alligator, so she 100% believes that this
Jebeddo
is...
hasn't either.
Oh.
Right. Everyone roll initiative. That's what it's called.
Asher has,
Six.
but he does not correct anyone because he's working on his mansplaining.
Then this is the perfect opportunity to do it.
To mansplain?
Oh, Anthony, because I'm assuming this place is dark and has no natural lighting in it.
Correct.
I have a +1 to my AC from the shadow
Prove
thing.
it.
Okay, I'll bring up that thing that you wrote.
I believe you.
Jebeddo has rolled a 20 for his initiative.
Oh, I should roll my initiative. I just got all my dice out.
Oh yeah.
I believe it's a 14 for initiative.
What's Jennuvera's?
5. Oh, sorry, 6.
And what's Gillik's?
18.
Jebeddo, you were the first to act.
Great. Jebeddo is going to try to hide and then appear next to the closest one to try and strike it with the all-seeing blade. So that hide check is 27.
Okay, yeah, you tuck yourself in among a small drainage pipe, one that is flowing stuff in, but you aren't, your boots get a little mucky, but you tuck yourself in well, that as the creature comes by, you're able to leap out and stab in.
Hell yeah. And so that'll be a 17 to hit.
That hits?
Oh my god, thank god. Right. And it does. It does 27 damage. 3 of that is lightning.
Okay. Great. Yeah, you stab in there. The all-seeing blade crackles as you jam it into the creature. The creature has a thick hide on him, and as you slam it through there, it barely seems to notice. Jennuvera, it's your turn.
Okay, so Jennuvera casts Vitriolic Sphere. So I assume I can get it all.
Yeah,
all
you get both
them.
of them.
Both of them.
They both save.
6, 7, 8. I'm good. Oh, thank you.
It appears that when you cast the magic spell and it explodes on them, they sort of shimmer a bit as though they just repel away the magic from them. But they make the save.
I'm going to use whatever my one is that I can re-roll some of my dice. Better. Okay, so 39.
So half of that.
20.
8.
19.
19.
19 if it's over. Right?
Okay. And that was acid damage?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and it looks like beyond that, the acid damage does not have a huge effect on them.
Like less than normal halved damage?
Yeah, you look like you dealt about 10 damage.
The fuck?
Asher, it's your turn.
Oh, man. What is going on with these things? So we've stabbed it. We've shot it with acid.
Asher, use some kind of, like, lightning. Except maybe let's all not be standing in also the water.
I should clarify for Jebeddo. It looks like you dealt, because you attacked him for 28, right?
Yeah.
And then 3 of it was lightning?
Yeah.
So you dealt him 27.
Okay.
But you did, the damage from your weapon did deal damage.
Okay.
It was the lightning that didn't.
It dealt much less.
Okay.
Or half as much.
Never mind, Asher.
Okay, well then...
I know, I didn't want to clarify, I didn't want to lead you guys astray because I wasn't clear with what you dealt.
Yeah, it seems like physical damage is working best against these guys.
Oh gosh, I don't have any of that.
I have.
That's not just a flashlight.
Well, that's fine. I'm gonna summon Mr. T and the Rock, and then I cast Conjure Woodland Beings, and I summon 2 Quicklings.
Why would they be Mr. T and the Rock?
Just let me have this.
Okay.
You heard him, Anthony. Let him summon Mr. T and the Rock.
They're very tiny versions of them.
Yes, man!
Finally, the Rock has come back to the suit.
So I summon that, and then I turn into a big ol' thing.
Big
Can
old
you
fat.
turn into a real alligator?
Yes. I considered
Oh my God, a
summoning
dinosaur.
them. I considered summoning them. I could summon 4 of them. I turn into a big ol'... Actually, I'm going to wait to do that. I'm just going to hold my bonus action. Do you want me to do the Quicklings move now? Okay. Number 1 runs up to the closest one. Makes 3 dagger
Mr. T or
attacks.
the Rock?
Yeah. Jeez. That'll be an 11, a 12, and a 15.
1 hit.
Okay. Which does... Jeez Louise. It does 7 damage.
Is this the one that Jebeddo's already attacked?
Yeah. And it's piercing. And then number 2 attacks the same thing. Much better results. It has a 17, a 23, and a 20. Not a natural 20.
3 hits.
Well, I lost the dice. So 24 damage piercing. And then I'm done.
Yeah, they walk up and do their shanking thing where they stab into the creatures pretty hard. Now the 2 creatures get their action. They seem to reinvigorate themselves slightly.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first one attacks. It makes 3 attacks. It makes a bite attack at one of the woodland beings.
Okay. AC 16.
Hits.
It is at disadvantage because they have blurred movement.
16, you said?
Yep.
Still hits.
Okay. Goodbye, Mr. T.
For 17.
Yep, it dies.
It makes a claw attack at the second one.
Uh-huh. Also at disadvantage?
Yep, that misses.
Woo! That's the one that rolled good.
And then it makes a claw attack at Jebeddo. But not a disadvantage. That's a lie. Misses.
Yeah, it does.
The other one steps forward and makes an attack at the woodland being. Trying to bite down on it. Misses. Claw.
Okay.
Misses.
Ooh.
Claw. Misses.
Woo! Mrs. Claw.
Yeah, Mrs. Claw.
Claws. Misses with all the claws. Jennuvera, it's your turn.
Jingle all the way.
Wait,
So
how's it your
she
turn
is
again?
going-
That's not possible.
Huh?
Who have I skipped? Gillik.
Gillik.
You
I skipped
me.
Gillik. Gillik should have been where
Where
put
I
it
was?
there.
Yeah, because since I had a 5, I...
And I had an 18.
I don't know why I had two Jennuvera stickies and no Gillik stickies, but there we are. That's how life
That's okay.
works.
That's fine. I understand.
So instead, let's have Gillik take Jennuvera's turn this round, and then he'll take Gillik's turn next round.
That's fine.
Cool. Gillik is gonna bash one of the guys.
Okay?
First attack. 19 to hit.
That hits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you attacking the
Ernest.
hurt one or the not hurt one?
The hurt one. The hurt one.
Yeah, fuck him up, fam.
That's right.
You have a 23 AC right now? That's so...
I do. If Jennuvera didn't have light on and it was complete darkness, it would be a 24.
So ridiculous.
27 points of damage. Second attack. 12 to hit.
A 12 will not hit.
Ah, shit.
All right.
That is my turn.
Jebeddo, it's your turn.
How can you roll a 12 to hit?
Oh, sorry. It was a 16 because I have a plus 10.
Right.
I was thinking plus 6 because it's my spell attack.
All right, Keth, relax. A
There's always one
16,
person.
a 16 hits.
Oh, shit. All right. Sweet.
That's why I asked, because I have a plus 12 to hit, so I'm like, how is it even possible to roll a 12 at this point? Like,
I was thinking about my spell attack. Holy shit. 24. 38
hell
points of
yeah,
damage.
That's
How much
way
of
better
that's-
than missing.
How much of that's fire?
3 of that is fire.
You deal 37 points of damage. And you kill the creature. So, basic.
There's a thing that happens when I kill creatures from my...
Yeah. While you pull that up, basically you ran up with the hammer, slam it once into his chest, and then overhead smash him right on the skull, cracking him back. He splashes down into the gunk behind him that slops up onto the side rails, covering your feet.
Yeah, take that, you weird thing.
Got him.
All other enemies within 5 feet must roll a dexterity save or take 2d6 fire damage and be knocked back 5 feet.
What's the dex save? Does it say?
DC 14.
Yeah, it's a failure.
Woo! Yeah.
So roll the 2d6 fire damage.
7.
Okay. And he is pushed back 10 feet. Or 5 feet.
And it takes how much?
He takes 3 damage. Asher, it's your turn.
Great. As a bonus action, I turn into...
How is it Asher's turn?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it should be Jebeddo's.
It should be the top of the round, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you went.
No, I didn't.
Then you asked me some questions and I moved on to Gillik.
No. You went to Gillik because he was taking my turn.
Right.
Oh,
Gillik
right.
took-
And then we went to you and then we went back to Gillik. That's why I got confused.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we finished Gillik's, I forgot that was Gillik's first turn, not his second turn.
Right.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
now we are back again to you, Jebeddo.
Great.
That's where I now understand where my confusion came from.
Yeah, so Jebeddo is going to turn to the new guy and try and not my swishy. I gotta update that.
It can still be your swishy.
I mean, it is in my heart.
It is still one of the names of the blade.
Yeah, but I think Unseen Blade is so badass. So yeah, he uses. He's gonna go ahead and try and stab him with the unseen blade. Does the fire damage stun them for a round like my electricity does, or no?
No, it pushes back instead.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Then Jebeddo's going to run up to him and stand there and wait until Gillik gets next to him.
Okay.
And then attack
you're going to prepare
when Gillik...
the action to attack once Gillik is in range.
Yes.
Great. Gillik, it's your turn.
All right.
Wait, wouldn't it now be my turn? I'm so lost.
No, it's not. I've got it. You're fine.
Cool.
And just wait, it's going to get worse.
Yep.
To go back to yours,
Run up and bash
Oh,
him
you
again.
move up to him and it triggers Jebeddo's prepared action. We're going to go back to Jebeddo.
Great. Jebeddo rolls a 18 to hit.
That hits.
Perfect. And he's looking for a real squishy bit in this thing's carapace. Let's see. He does 10, 20, 21 plus 7 physical damage. So 28 physical damage and 3 electricity.
Okay.
For a total of 31.
You deal 30 damage.
Great.
Yeah, you stab in there. It yelps in pain.
And then
1 star.
Can I use my hide bonus action now?
No, because you can only prepare 1 action.
Got it.
Now we go back to Gillik.
Yeah. Okay. Make an attack. $19 to hit.
Hits.
Yeah. $29 points of damage.
How much of that's fire?
4.
Okay.
And second attack. 14 to hit.
Does not hit.
Shit.
All right, back to Jebeddo.
Great.
No, it's
Jebeddo
Asher's
would like
turn.
to use his hide
Okay.
action.
I'm gonna do the murder child first. I'm gonna attack with the quickling.
Murder child.
It's more appropriate now that I'm thinking about it, because that's basically I summon 2 little children with knives that are very fast, and they stab you. That will be 18 and 22 and a 10.
So 2 hits.
Cool. That'll be 15 damage.
All right.
Takes that 15 damage, and then I change into a... How big is this? Am I going to be able to turn into a giant elk and charge it, or is that...
No, I mean, if you're turned into a giant elk, you're going to have to be in the poop trough, and then you're not going to be able to charge through that. It's rough terrain.
I'll just shoot it with blight. I cast blight on it. It gets blighted. Fuck this thing.
Okay. All right. So it has to make a dex save throw.
No, con, I believe.
Con save throw.
Hold on. Yeah, con save throw. My DC is a whopping 16. And it has to tell me if it's a plant.
It's not a plant. Did you give me the number? I didn't hear the number.
16
Uh,
is the DC.
it has advantage, but it still fails.
Yeah! Great. 12, 13, 18, and then... 21, 28, 32 necrotic damage. Got to be close. To
Okay, yeah, that was a big hit on it, and it seemed to take full effect of that necrotic damage.
Oh, so I took a risk.
But it does seem to regain some of its constitution on its own turn as it begins. It regenerates itself a little bit, and then it starts making attacks at Gillik. It's going full bore at Gillik.
Oh, shit.
That's fine.
Miss.
It's gonna miss.
Come at me, you bastard.
Miss. Hit.
Fuck.
What?
It
Check
rolled
the numbers.
I did. It rolled a 19. It has a +8.
That checks out.
Those numbers check out.
That would do it.
So you take 12 slashing damage
Okay.
and make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, boy.
And make it successful.
What are my pluses?
I heard you get advantage
I do? Great.
as a dwarf against poison. Isn't that a thing?
It's not a poison.
I believe that is if it's a poison,
It's not a
yes.
poison.
Okay.
Shit, I tried.
We now know it's not a poison.
That's fine.
If it's a poison, it has to tell
17.
us.
17?
Yes.
Yeah, you feel the infection that rakes across the claws that have...
Oh, wait, it's disease?
It is a disease.
I believe as a paladin I'm immune to disease. Divine health. Hang on.
I mean, you
Suck it.
succeeded anyway, so...
That's true.
Don't spoil this for him.
Yeah, let him have this.
No, yeah, but don't... Yeah, hang on. It's divine sense. Divine health. At third level, the divine magic flowing through you makes you immune to disease.
Well,
Divine
fuck.
sense and divine sensibilities.
That's right.
That's good, because this is a nasty one. This is a nasty disease.
Poop disease.
Awesome.
All right,
Is it MRSA?
it's worse. It's worse.
I know somebody out.
What is... It's worse than MRSA?
Jennuvera, it's your turn.
All right, so I am going to notice that Asher's necrotic damage worked. And I'm going to run up to this alligator and
cast
cast
Tasha's hideous laughter.
vampiric touch. So I'm going to put my hand on his head.
Scaly face.
Boop him. Boop him on the nose.
Boop
I mean, he's
his
like 15
nose.
feet tall, so probably his arm.
Well,
Jebeddo puts a leg out for her to step up on. Try and get him in the nose.
and it's going to be...
A long, long time.
Nice.
19 damage.
So is there a save or a to hit?
Oh, I have to make an attack.
Yeah.
I don't usually cast this because I'm running away.
But you just want to go in for like the slam dunk, Kobe. Just.
That's still at 19.
Okay.
19 to hit.
19 to hit.
And then 19 damage.
Yeah.
So you run up. Jebeddo gives you a helping hand. You leap into the air. You slap a hand against the flesh of his chest. It's about as high as you get. And you pull the life force right out of the creature.
I do.
Siphoning it into yourself as it falls backwards into the sludge. That's not a word, but
dies?
it's like sludge and slush, but it was just sludge.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's so gross.
That's slutch a
Yo,
good
dude,
joke.
that's so slutch.
That was gross.
Stop making
guys.
sludge a thing. It's not a thing.
It was so gross.
All right.
I'm having a really... The visual of that is really fucking grossing me out.
Yeah, it's awful.
Like this
Yeah. Say it again.
slurry
I wanna.
of... Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate you.
It's bad.
I hate you.
Yeah, me too. So yeah, you did it. You killed it.
Yay!
I don't even feel good about killing those things.
I do.
Hey adventurers, DM Anthony here again. I just want to remind you that there are lots of ways to support the show. Head on over to patreon.com/adventureinc. Tell your friends about the show. Rate and review us on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Links and more can be found at adventureinc.podbean.com. Thanks everyone, we'll see you next week.